What it do, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the ThePrezEx Executive Podcast. JB, Rad. What it do, bro?
Man, slow motion, man. No complaints.
For sure. Happy New Year to you.
Man, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We made it. Hopefully, the worst. This Rona is behind us.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's what they say.
Yeah. And I know you got a, glad Rag is here. You know, he had a personal situation he, is dealing with now and stuff like that. So, salute to the G for even coming out and recording this. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, let me just say, if you got any younger siblings, younger brothers, nieces, nephews, cousins, like, make sure you do your part. You know, too many of our youth are out here without any guidance, or the stronger voices are pushing them towards negativity and foolishness. And I mean, we're here. I mean, because JB could tell you some stuff, get caught up. Like, I done been caught up in some stuff, but I hate to think that, it could have been me. You know what I'm saying? And I used to fight all the time, and nobody ever drew a weapon, not anything that would be fatal or anything like that. And so just to think that, like, you could be in a situation like that and it could be over with. Make sure, we, especially with our young men, that we talk to them and that they're getting the proper guidance, and at least another voice, another perspective, because you hate to lose anybody that was close to you like that, you impacted their life. And so, and to any of my former players that I used to coach, and my former students, I'm around if you need me. Some of y'all got my number, some of y'all hit me up, but the ones that don't, you can always hit me up. You can always text me, inbox me. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, like wherever you can get in touch with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hard to find, and I will come wherever you are. So if you need me, I'm there. So, but yeah, we live in here, Doc.
That's what's up. Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Like I said, it's a new year. Actually got on the homies, and Corey and Jeremy Sanders, risk taker. I don't know. I think Jeremy gave me this, but I think it's Corey's thing. I'm not sure. I think it's one of y'all brothers, the Sanders family.
If it's Jeremy, I'm really disappointed, because you should have been got me that. You know what I'm saying? If it's Corey, I'm equally disappointed. Because, like, I be calling you sometimes and you don't respond or answer my calls or text back or nothing.
Yeah.
So if you got gear, and I purchase it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying I need that.
For sure.
And we want to plug y'all. So, man, smoke a blunt with your boy Rick James is all I'm saying.
But the risk taker thing, man, I think the whole vibe of it is like to, follow your dreams, following truth. With anything, like even some of you may be watching now, like, you are sitting on an idea that you should be doing, but you just think it's stupid, or you wonder why not, or you wondering like everybody else is doing it, so why do I need to do it?
Or somebody telling you too young or you too old or whatever. Right. Man, shut that noise down. Yep. And go after what's in your heart.
Just do it, man. Just do it. So, in with that, the stimulus, man. What you got your stimulus? No, no stimulus yet.
No, I gotta go to work every day.
Yeah. Well, that's a consistent stimulus with that.
Yeah. Man, rain, sleet, or snow, mail gotta go.
Oh yeah, definitely. In your industry, you gotta do that. And just to hit on another point too, with we were just talking about off camera. This just kind of hit the Von Miller thing. Like, like I said, I just found out about it not too long ago. Actually, when we recorded this, so I just know with the memes and stuff like that is out talking about him was she had a miscarriage or something like that. Not me delving into it a lot. Me personally, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? But then on the other side, I also know when a woman hit your pressure points, you know what I'm saying, you are liable to say certain things that you will regret. You know what I'm saying? Which hopefully maybe that'll be one of the things that he'll eventually regret.
I just feel like and we've had this conversation before, but like, and this is why I'm not a big texter. Because context is everything.
Yep.
So you can take something out of context. When it's taken out of context, it's left to the interpretation and the imagination of anybody reading it that doesn't have the context of what's being said. Yep. So like for example, if I was to tell you, like, man, do you know I was at work and my supervisor got fired for saying kiss my ass.
Right.
Now, somebody could walk in on the just kiss my ass and be like, oh my God, Shay told JB to kiss it. No context.
Right.
And so that whole thing could blow up, and it's because they only caught the tail end of the tail end of kissing my, like they only caught the tail end of that. Right. And so now they think, oh, they beefing. Yeah. They didn't hear the whole conversation. Right. So what's being screenshot is just what's being wanted to be seen,
which is not cool either way. I don't care whatever context.
Yeah.
But like you said,
again, it like she might have told him, I hope your mama, your daddy died. Like I hope your family died. Like I hope somebody might be sick. Like I hope whoever that got cancer, I hope they die a slow painful death. And then he said that and I'm not saying that's what it was, but I'm just saying we don't have context.
Right.
But on the other end too, though, I say all the time, watch them text messages.
You do.
Like I would rather, because for me, unless it take more for somebody to be recording the conversation than for somebody to screenshot it. Mm-hmm. Like you actually got to be planning to record somebody. Right. Like I can say what I got to say and be done. Yeah. You forgot to hit record, but like if I text you, even if I delete it from my end, like if you still got it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like we know plenty of situations where people have been gotten into stuff because of a text. Like
for sure,
you could whisper it in the ear, and it's always hearsay. Yeah. You can always. I don't recall saying that. Like, I might have been drinking.
I agree. Like I'm the texter. I'm a texter more than him, because sometimes I'll be texting. I'll be like, hit me back, but we got a mutual agreement. We on Marco Polo. So sometimes I'll text, the other time we'll be on Marco Polo. You know what I'm saying? Kind of meet in the middle with that. But like to his point, like texting and all that can get really deep, because what could be deemed as what it is, playing or playful or doing something like that, and somebody else sees it in their perspective, it can be deemed as something totally different, and go to another level. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, I don't agree at all with what Von Miller said about the miscarriage thing, but to his point, it could have been other stuff that she didn't show on those Instagram stories that could have hit that button, and
I'm not saying that it justifies what he did.
Right.
I talk about this all the time. I tell my daughter this, like I tell people that I know this. Like sometimes we get mad at people's reactions, and we don't look at what caused the reaction. Was that Newton's third law of motion? For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So like, if you punch me in the face, like people say, oh my God, JB punched him in the face, but like, what if I had said something about your wife though? Right. Or your parents? Right. So people might be outraged and mad because you did what you did, but we got to go back to the source. Like, what caused you to do what? Why? Right. You know what I'm saying? Now, regardless, you might have been wrong or whatever, but if I did something to cause you to react, I can't get mad at you for reacting. Right. I got to go back to cause and effect. If I wouldn't have said or done what I did, you wouldn't have just hauled off and hit me. You see what I'm saying? And so, like, sometimes we look at people's reaction and we're outraged by the reaction, and we're not looking at what caused the reaction. We're not looking at the action that caused the reaction. Mm-hmm. So I think that everybody needs to be accountable. If you do certain things to people, it's reasonable to expect, like I tell women all the time, if you post pictures showing your booty and your breasts on Facebook and Instagram, and I don't have a problem with it. Mm-hmm. But if you don't like niggas in the inbox, right? Because they're gonna do it anyway. They're gonna react. But just know that when you do that, you're definitely gonna get a reaction. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I know, and I don't post pictures, but like I know if I'm out of town or something, and I post, I know I'm gonna get a lot of reactions and likes on that. Like, right. And that's not why I'm posting it, but at the same time, I know
you understand
it's gonna be a lot of hearts and a lot of likes, and So if you dating somebody or married or in a relationship, engaged, whatever, that your significant other might be mad at all your likes and stuff, but I can't be naive and be like, I didn't know they was gonna do. No, as soon as I post the new watch, as soon as I post some new shoes, as soon as I post, I'm in Miami, or I'm in Vegas, or I'm in the Bahamas or somewhere, I know I'm gonna get all these reactions. I can't, so I didn't know they was gonna do that.
Yeah.
So stay woke.
Flag on that, yeah. So it's flag on that, but yeah. And also I wanted to mention too with we had the guest last week with Cornelius. I know he mentioned, I think it was off camera. He was talking about he thought the presidential executive meant was talking about the presidential election or something like that. And he and that's I guess that was good because now you kind of see what people like. If people know us. Tell them about the presidential
context. So,
okay.
For people that know, like even in 10th grade, like my teacher tried to kick me out the class. And so she had the class vote, and I was in an honors English class. She had everybody vote because during this time, like, as a president, they were talking about impeaching everything. So she had the class vote on whether or not I get kicked out the class. And so I said, just like the president, you can't impeach me. And so from thenceforth, I became El Presidente. She still ended up kicking me out the class. She overruled it. But I got my constituents voted for me. And from that moment on, I was El Presidente. And so I am the one who keeps it presidential. As you know, I say it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, keep it presidential.
Yep.
So got El Presidente tatted on my shoulder. And as long as I've known JB has always been a businessman. He's always had not an agenda like a negative side of it, but just always, what's the next move? What's the plan? How can we make this better? How can we monetize this? How can we make this epic? How can we make this great? So he's always thinking like an executive. You know what I'm saying? Like he's always the guy that's got the clipboard or the pad. Like, okay, our numbers are showing it. Like he's that guy. And so he's been an executive, so it's the presidential executive. And it could have easily been the executive presidential. It's just when we came up with it, that's just how it rang out. But it doesn't have anything to do with politics or the political system.
And just that, because, like with him, like we had a production company together. We had DMR, we had that. I was, I manage a few artists, just to have a executive mindset in life and just even if you look at it from a political standpoint, presidential executive order, that's enforced just like in a law. So on here, what we say is law. You know what I'm saying? That's what we believe. That's what's going on. That's what's going down. That's what we put our stamp on. So if you do want to look at it within that, it's just whatever we say, whatever we talk about, we believe in, we vouch for it, and that's what it is. So,
and it's law to us, not meaning it got to be law to y'all.
Right.
And if you watched, it's times we've disagreed on some things.
Right.
But I know that when he says what he says, he can go 7 different levels on why he believes or feels the way he believes or feels. And likewise, you know what I'm saying? And then it's some times where he'll say something I had to concede, like, okay, I was wrong. And vice versa. He's like, okay, you know what? I didn't see that, but when you put it like that, I get it.
Right.
And sometimes it does seem like we may agree to a point, and then it's another point where we diverge because we go in this way, and then he'll kind of veer this way, I kind of veer this way, but we're able to, and I don't like the term agree to disagree. Because I just like to say we disagree. When you agree to something, that means it kind of implies that you want to do something. You're fond of or you're happy about something. So I'm not happy about disagreeing with anybody. You know what I'm saying? But I understand that we're not seeing eye to eye, but I'm not happy about it. I wish that we were on the same page, but then again, the world wouldn't be any fun, if it was like that. So I'm not gonna say we agree to disagree. I just say it's times we disagree. We see it differently, but that's okay. At the end of the day, I know he got my back and he loved me 100%, and that's vice versa. Yeah. If I can vouch for anybody that's had my back and been there for me, I can vouch for him. 100%.
That's my guy. So if anybody wonders, again, I'm put this party in the clip or something, like this is what the presidential executive is. You know, like you said, if you knew us personally, that's, you know, it's the play on from what, you know, our identities, our attitude, our personas, you know, what they are. So, you know, that's what that is on that. And also, again, continue to subscribe, like the videos, do all that stuff, you know, to, you know, help support, and, you know, help out what we're doing. So don't be afraid, or, you know, go ahead and do it. Because what they say, if you don't ask, you won't get, you know, won't get anything. You know what I'm saying?
You have not because you ask not.
Yeah, so we're just going to keep on telling you to keep on hitting that like button, subscribe and like, and we should be having something for y'all soon. Got a new little intro.
Shot by Crown.
Yeah.
901.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Crown Vic.
Shout out Crown, man.
Bro, we appreciate that.
For sure. And also want to go and get into what we're going to talk about. I think we talked about this actually on Marco Polo. I think it's one of them things that we was talking about the video, about lying to those that you love. And, you know, I had to think about that a couple times. I'm like, you know, lying to those you love. And so me, you know, I had a journey with that personally, being married and stuff, and me being just the authentic guy that I am. You know, I'm like, look, I'm gonna keep it a buck, you know, no matter what, and say, you know, that, you know, but there are times you have to, however you want to phrase it, you can call it lying, you can call it, you know, a white lie, you know, kind of sugarcoating the truth or whatever, but you gotta, you know, I coach 6-year-olds, you know, 6 and unders, you know what I'm saying? I can't tell them that they suck. You know what I'm saying? That
I would tell them that
you would tell them that they suck. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell them that at this point. I don't know them that well. You know what I'm saying? Now I can tell my own son that to a certain extent, but he needs they need encouragement. They need, you know, some other type of articulation to let them know that you have their back. So when you lie, you know, lying to somebody you love, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just depends how you phrase it, you know?
Oh, well, and to give a little context to even this topic, it was a video that I shared with JB, and it's an old video. It's Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin. They're having a conversation, and he's basically telling her that, like, as a black man, he can't lie to the black woman, his queen, because, you know, he loves her, you know, and if I can't be honest with anybody, I should be able to be honest with you. I should be able to tell you when I'm pissed off, I'm hurt, I'm mad, and I'm paraphrasing. These are not the exact words, but this is the essence of what he was saying. And so she replied, and this is what made me think about it. She was like, well, look, you know, you lie at work every day. You know, you act like you like the job that you're doing. You tap dance for your supervisor, your boss, or your manager. You know, you make them think that you enjoy what you're doing at the job. You're really pissed off, but you go in every day with a smile on your face, and you change the tone of your voice. And
you mean
it's a movie? I don't know. Yeah, have you seen the movie Sorry to Bother You?
No.
Okay, so like when you said the white voice, like that was kind of one of the things Lakeith Stanfield played in it.
Okay.
But like, and Danny Glover was in it too. But like when they were doing telemarketing, and so like they talking like we talk, but then when they get on the phone, it's like, well, hello, it's glad you called, and they had like voice actors, so like when they were talking, like it was an actual white dude talking, you know, but they were mouthing it perfectly, like that was them. But so and she was like, you do that at work, but then you come back home and you holler at me, you yell at me, you know, you do this because you really are mad and frustrated. Why don't you treat me the same way you treat them? Right. Like, don't I deserve to get some sweetness and some niceness from you because I'm your woman, I'm your wife, I'm your queen? Like, don't I deserve for you to treat me a certain way because you come home, I'm making sure you know your house clean, the kids are taken care of, you know your dinner's ready. You know, how come you can't give me some of that same? Because these people that you're lying for, they don't love you, they don't care nothing about you, but you lie to them. But then the person who actually loves you, you give me all the venom and vitriol you got, you know.
And people can, like, in that example, they can be like, they can call that something, they can call that, you know, I'm just doing my job. I'm just kind of being in that position. You know what I'm saying? Even though I may not feel that way, I'm just, you know, I'm playing my role. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, playing a role, like, just like you in a movie. Like, Denzel is not the same dude in real life that he was on Training Day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, are you really playing a role? So it's just like, for me, I really thought about that. I was like, sometimes you have to be that person. Like, not even talking about spiritual wise. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or not even that. Just with me being, you know, me being married. Like, you know, certain things I may not need to voice. You know what I'm saying? Doing certain times, and listen to the guy that ain't married yet. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's, you know, certain things you can feel it, but you may not need to voice it, or may need to articulate that in a different manner until you have the right words to say at a different time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's like, okay, just like the perfect example everybody always use, like, if your lady or your wife wearing a dress and you go, do I look fat in this dress? You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm
the wrong person to ask that.
Yeah, you could be like, you know, for me, I wouldn't lie. I may not say nothing. Be like, baby, you know, you beautiful. You know, I'm not. That don't mean that you're beautiful.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you two things. So now, I got in trouble once because, it's a funny joke. I asked a woman, I was like, your hair is so beautiful, do you mind if I touch it? And she was like, okay. And then she got mad and cussed me out because I started rubbing her lip. She had a mustache. But no, I'm just playing. That didn't happen for real. But no, so like, but like I did get in trouble for this. It's like, does this dress make me look fat? And I was like, of course not, sweetheart. Your fat makes you look fat. You shouldn't say that. But that's just how I roll. No. That's how I roll. That's how I get down. Man. But that got me in trouble. But I was being honest. But now the correct way to say that without lying is the correct way, and I'm helping you out, fellas. And it's how you say it. You got to believe it when you say it. Ladies, mute it right now because I'm finna help the fellas out. What you say is, baby, why would you ask me that? I love you no matter what you got on. You always delicious to me. So, you did not directly insult her weight. And at the same time, you didn't lie. Because if you love your woman and she is always that chick that you like, you might be like, dang, you know, maybe to put on a little, you know, pound. But by saying that, hey, don't matter what you got going, you always that chick to me. You can always get it with the lights on twice on Sundays with me. You don't have to lie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and when I say lie, I mean you don't have to just blatantly say something that's not, you know, true. But at the same time, you don't have to put yourself in a position where like they come back and say, oh, well, you said I didn't look fat in this, and then my sister or my mom or whatever is like, you put on some weight. No, I never said that. You know, hopefully your mom and your sister ain't trying to get it with you with the lights on twice on Sunday. I said that's what I was trying to do.
Right.
I don't know what they got going on. If y'all got that little freaky deaky stuff going on, and we need to pray for y'all, you know, folks. But it is 2021, you know, people doing all sorts of stuff. So, not my bag if it's your bag, you know, whatever. But that's the way you do that. So you say what you got to say without being dishonest. Because if your wife has gotten fat and you notice it, but you don't want to say it, then you don't say, well, I ain't gonna lie, babe. It don't matter what you put on. You fat as hell. You can't say that.
Yeah.
You know.
But that's what they want. They want a straight answer. Like that. Like if we go around and say that, and they ask you a straight on question, it's like,
but you got no.
Well, you're calling me fat because you never answered my question.
No, you got to believe it though.
Believe it,
and then you got to give them the eye.
Yeah.
And then so you know that you married, and then so like when they put it on, you gotta give them the eye, and you gotta reach for them like you really trying to give it to them at that point.
Right.
So then her mind goes off of what she just asked you, because now boy stop, I'm trying to put on the dress. Like, you see what I'm saying? Because then she like, always managed, she's just nasty.
You got to put on the charm.
Right, you got to put on the charm. You can't be like watching the game and be like, oh, you know what, babe, whatever you wearing, then you know you did. Oh, touch it, you know you did. She's not gonna believe that. Nah. You got to like, man, forget this TV. Like, you know, look.
Yeah.
In her eyeball.
Right.
And then you gotta let her know.
I agree with that. Like, it's, I've heard a lot of men you even talk about in conversations. You look at sitcoms, and the thing is always, you need to, lie to your lover, lie to your, significant other, just to survive or just to get by. But like I said, it depends how you cheers, look at that.
I tell you, it was smooth.
Yeah. Smooth. It's smooth. No infomercial though.
Right, no infomercial.
No infomercial.
But now, if y'all want to monetize, we will.
Yeah, that'd be
paying brands.
Right, that'd be something good right there. But I think it's difficult, man, because on one side I understand, like, just like you said, you have to what they call massage or finesse it, into a certain way, because contrary to popular belief, it is about how you say it, what you say, and this is coming from somebody that in 7 years of marriage, I necessarily didn't do that, and so I'm learning. I'm still learning in how to communicate and articulate myself, because I pride myself on being open and honest, but then there is a way to do that. There also is a time and a place, you know what I'm saying, to do that if you're going to get mad and angry and do all this other stuff. So, for somebody to start like lying to love, like, I guess it depends on the level of it. Like, what's the level of what you lying about? You just lying about some dress, or you lying about something big? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that the context in terms of, so again, going back to that conversation, I think what she was saying is that when you come home sometimes, like, you don't always want to sit there and have a conversation with your woman. Mm-hmm. You don't always want to hear about her day. Sometimes you want to come home and watch the game, or you just want to kick your feet up, or especially if you've been working a job where, it's very stressful, and her situation may not be as stressful as yours. Right. Sometimes I just need to decompress. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so, but she's saying, give me that same tap dance that you give to your supervisor. But like, even if you don't want to, just give me a little bit of it. Mm-hmm. Act like you're really engaged in what she's saying and what she's got going on, because you love her. Right. Like, not because I love you, I should be able to tell you I'm pissed off and I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Not that. No, you know what? Because I love you, I'm gonna suppress what I really want to say and what I really don't want to hear. I'm gonna go ahead and entertain your foolishness because I love you. Right. Case in point, now this is the crazy thing. Mm-hmm. As parents, we do this to our kids who are gonna grow up and do their own thing and leave us and not want to talk to us. No, like, and I know because my daughter's getting older and I'm going through that now. Teenager. Yeah, it's like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, everything you say, you're the enemy. Like, you're against me. And I'm on the other end of that. He's on I'm on the end. Right. My kids won't stop talking to me. Exactly. and so you know that. So yeah, exactly. Right. Like they got so much stuff they want to tell you about that's just so amazing, interesting. And like, sometimes I know in your mind, you're like, I really don't want to hear this shit. Like, you just don't. Right. But you lie to them. Mm-hmm. And you act like you're really interested. Mm-hmm. And so, and check this out. This happened to me. This happened to me Monday. Mm-hmm. I'm doing my route, and I did part of another route. So like, I'm already like tired and ready to go. doing my route. So I stop and I have to take these boxes to a door. So it's this little kid out shooting baskets in his driveway. He couldn't have been no more than maybe like 6, 7. And so he just starts talking to me like he knows me.
Right.
Obviously this is not one of our children, but he's just talking to me like he knows who I am, and then he starts talking to me. Now, I don't know how he knew that, like, my soccer days are way behind me. And like when I say like, I mean like, you know, when I was EJ them age, right?
Yeah.
But I know enough to watch it, you know what I'm saying, to keep up. But he's talking to me like he know the team name. I'm like, this kid is every bit of 6 or 7 years old. He know the team names, who playing and who's losing to who, and they shouldn't be losing to this team. And I'm like, okay, wow. So like, I'm like, okay, I really need to go in and fit. But he's just like going.
Right, keep going.
You know what I'm saying? And so like in my mind, I'm like, I don't really want to hear this. And then I'm like, I'm in these white people neighborhood, and it's like, why is this dude standing in this driveway? Like, is he gonna kidnap this child?
Right.
You know, but so, and I felt that though, because here I am lying and I'm acting like I'm really engaged in this little kid's conversation. Now on the other side, I'm thinking like, I don't want to destroy this child.
Right.
You know, and he ends up becoming the next Hitler, and it's like, you know what? This mean black dude with a beard crushed my dreams when I was 6, and so I hate all black people now. So I'm like, maybe he'll have a positive image, you know, if he becomes a police officer or something, and you know, when he gets ready to choke the life out of somebody, you know, he remembers like, wait a second, it was a black dude that was nice to me. Right. And you remind me of him, so I'm gonna spare you, sir.
But that stuff happens though, like,
yeah, it does.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And so it's like, I don't want to, you know, give this kid PTSD. So I'm acting like I'm really engaged, but in my mind I'm like, here, shut up, like I gotta go. Right. And so like I'm constantly inching back to the truck, and I'm like, and so then he segues from soccer to basketball, and I was waiting for my owners like, hey, will you keep working on that jumper? I want to see you. And I hop back in the truck, and I'm like, I'm gonna see you later now. It was like, it was at least about 5 minutes that I really didn't have to lose. Yeah. But I lied that whole time. Right. You know, and so
we say your heart was in the right place.
My heart was in the right place, but I say that as being a parent. Like when our kids come, we be in that same position sometimes. Yep. Like you just got your nachos ready, your wings, you done popped your popcorn. In your case, the Cowboys finna play, or maybe the Tigers, the Grizzlies finna play. For me, it would be the Niners or the Bulls, you know, or USC, or the Memphis Tigers basketball, or I watch Memphis Tigers football too. But I'm getting ready to do it. You know what I'm saying? Or power coming on. Don't bother me. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, now you want to talk about this slime that you made using laundry detergent and whatever else that they use to make slime, and I'm like, what the hell does this have to do with anything important? But you do that because you love your kids. Right. But on the flip, if your significant other comes and does that, you like, get the hell out of my face. You know, like Mary Harrington, get the hell out of my office. Right. You know, so like they want some of that. They want that. Right. And that matters. Like, it's a perfect example with the kids. Like, I have a 3-year-old, and you know, they like to color a lot, and you know, EJ, my 5-year-old, he colors within the lines now. You know, he does pretty good. You know, pretty good drawing. Like, but Tobias, like, you know, he's scribbling, you know, all outside the lines, you know, but different colors, you know, putting all that stuff in there. But I tell you though, tell that man, don't stop that.
Right, for sure. And I don't knock it, you know what I'm saying? And like, but he'll be like,
that keeps his creativity going.
Right, and he'd be like, Daddy, you know, how my picture look? You know what I'm saying? Ain't it pretty? Ain't it handsome? As he'll say, you know. And then I'd be like, yeah, man, you know, it's dope. You know what I'm saying? It looks good. You know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, I'm envisioning the future. I'm envisioning, just like you saying, their creativity and stuff later. Don't want to discourage him for stop coloring. You know what I'm saying? But then my 5-year-old, he'll be like, Dad, that don't look good. Like, look at mine. You know, this is what coloring is supposed to look like. You know, I'm all within the lines. I color his shirt blue. his pants red and stuff like that. And so, you know what I'm saying? Given within that, like, I got love for my 3-year-old, but at this point I got vision, so I'm not going to tell him just looking at it from, you know, from one to another, like, that's not good. You know, that's not good, son. I'm like, okay, let's keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, it's like, so in stuff like with art is relative depending on what
it
you
is.
like.
Yep.
So
Can be.
that's why I would say don't stifle the creativity. Now, it's not like cooking. Like, it tastes good or it doesn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, my thing is if something tastes bad, I'm not going to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is delicious, and then you keep making me that same trash.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, and you know what? I had my mom's aunt, and her uncle. Her aunt is the aunt. Biologically, the uncle was married in, but like, she used to say that, like, and I love my great aunt's cooking. I didn't know though, and my mom would tell me, like, she used to not be a very good cook. But her husband, he was a chef,
right?
And he loved my aunt before he passed. He loved my aunt, but he would tell, like, my mom would say, like, when she would cook, she'd be like, "Baby, you need to throw some salt in that, baby. You need to throw. You ain't use no paprika, baby." Like, right. he would be on, and she said her feelings used to be hurt, but that made her a better cook, right? Because she would try to. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't ask him. She was just constantly keep working at it. Right. To where when now she would cook, it's just like, oh, this tastes great. Because, you know, he would tell her, you know, like, hey, no, this ain't up to snuff. So in certain situations, depending on what you're doing, and this is like, you know, we started off the video talking about one of my former students / players, like. He was one when I didn't really have to do a lot with him. Like, he didn't have a left hand. I had to help him get a left hand. But in terms of being fearless, not afraid to shoot the ball, not afraid of the big moment, like, he had that. But then we had some teammates, and like, I had to tell them, because they'd ask, how come you only let Josh shoot? You only let Jabari shoot? You only let Braxton shoot? And these are not made up names. Shout out to all of y'all if any of y'all end up catching it. Yeah. But I'm like, cause Josh is good. Like, so. Oh, and by the way, so like, yeah, go to the commercial appeal link. My guy Josh Ward, he's up for Player of the Week in the commercial appeal. So we've been voting for you, my guy. Okay. My point guard, but Josh was good. Right. So Josh can get away with some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a guy Braxton could shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, Braxton could get away with some stuff. Like, had other players, my guy who just passed, Jabbar was good. He could get away, and he was younger than them. Right. But in some of the older ones, how come you don't never say nothing to him because he can play? Right. So if you want me to give you that same level of grace and freedom, you got to work on these parts of your game. If you can't dribble, no, you can't bring the ball up the court. You know what I'm saying? If you don't understand the rules of the game, no, you can't inbound the ball, because I don't need you throwing it out of bounds, or, you know, you traveling with it out of bounds. Like, you got to understand the only time you can run with the ball out of bounds is after a made basket. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody kick the ball out of bounds and it's our ball. You can't move. You got to stay in that one spot and inbound. You can't start running up. They're going to call travel and you out of bounds. Yeah. Only time you can run out of the baseline is after a made basket. But again, I keep it authentic, and a lot of those guys, and all of the ones that I was hard on, every single one of them, I'm not gonna say, and there's a couple of them that ended up playing in high school and stuff like that when they made it to that level. I mean, because most of them still in high school now. Right. But even the ones that didn't make it, like, they can play at the park with you. Right. You ain't mad picking them, you know, if you doing an open run in the gym. Yeah. Because that pushed them to be, you know, better. I got a little cousin, my little brother that played, you know, high school, college. But they got to that point not because, oh, you're just good. You're great. No, because we was on their butt. We was kicking their butt, and we were telling them, you'll never beat me. You trash. Right. If you want to beat me, you got to keep working. Yeah. And that's what they did. Now, they never lived to say that they beat me, because when I saw that they was that good, I'll never play you again.
Right.
You'll never go hold that victory over my head.
And it's about balance, man, too. But like, because I'm a believer in. I think you do need people that are just supportive and don't necessarily, they're what I would call your cheerleaders, so to speak. Whatever. Not gonna say. But then you need people in your circle like me and you have, like how me and you are with each other, and other people I have in my circle. Like, we just keep it a buck, regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need some of both. You need that support, but then you also, you need the people that be like, nah, bro, that's not good. Like, and I tell you why this is not good. You know what I mean? Like, with your spouse or with your significant other, you should be able to be open and honest with them. But like, to me, it's there's levels to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things you need to say at a certain times. Other times you just need to either be quiet or be like, because honestly, sometimes no matter what you say, it's gonna be a problem. No matter if you take your time with it or try to say it in a certain way.
Unless you tell them exactly what they want to hear. Yeah.
Right. So it's I think you need both, just because you got to have kind of that balance in your life. So should you, just in general, should you lie to those that that you love?
And I mean, context is everything.
Yeah.
If you remember what Jody told the vet on Baby Boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's, and she asked him, why do you lie? He said, because if I tell you the truth, you can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? When he told her, like, and he said, see, like, that's some honesty for your ass. Like,
right.
She didn't have anything to say. You know what I'm saying? So if we're dealing in that context, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think sometimes people say they want you to always be honest with them. Right. But and again, I'm not condoning, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing, but hypothetically speaking, and this is for audience people. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you were unfaithful in that relationship, meaning you had somebody outside of the relationship, most people, it's two sides. Like, on the one, you got the people that's like, you've been with somebody so long that if they've done that and you don't know about it, you like, don't tell me about it. I don't want to know. Whatever you done is done. Let me live in my own version of happiness and peace and whatever. Then you got some people that say, well, just keep it, just tell me. You ain't got to tell me who it is, but just let me know so I can taper my expectations. And I lied, I said it was two. But then you got the third group of people that just say, no, be this way, don't do nothing, don't ever do anything. But the deal is, in all three of those situations, like, you have some people that don't want you to, they want you to lie to them.
Yep.
They want you to say, act like I'm the only person that ever existed. You ain't never done anything. You'll never do anything. It's just me. I'm the apple of your eye, and I'm the queen of your heart, and the object of your affection, and you don't even look at other women. You got other people that say, even if you haven't done anything, like, act like you've done. So, like, tell me that you think about other women, you think about other situations, just so in my heart and mind, if I ever hear about it or find out about it, I'm good, because you've put it on like you're already doing, whatever. And
certain things you don't need to know. Like, the flesh is just, you wanting all this information. Case in point, let's say if a spouse ends up cheating on, your woman or your man or something like that, and you know that they cheated, okay, but then now you sit down and have this conversation with them, and they want to know the details. How many times?
It's unimportant.
When did y'all, how many did y'all meet? Did y'all meet at this hotel? Or did y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, then when you get in those, like, you don't really want to know that. That's like your flesh just wanting more and more and more stuff.
And this is me. Now, I'm not saying, whenever I'm, settled down, like, look, I'm not saying go cheat, go do whatever, go be with whoever. Just let me live in my fantasy land.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me think that I'm knocking it down every night, that I'm the only one that got you, that you ain't. Don't give me no itch I can't scratch. Don't record it, and don't bring me back another nigga baby. That's all I ask. The only way I need to know is if we're in a position like I'm political office or something, or I'm this big powerful, multimillionaire, billionaire, and it's about to be a scandal. At that point, let me know so I know how to damage control. Like, I don't need to be finding out when we walk out and the paparazzi's in our face, and what's the TV show, TMZ. Yep. TMZ out there, you know what I'm saying? So what do you think about you in an entanglement? Like, no.
Right.
I need to know so I know how to answer and respond to questions if it gets to that point.
Right.
If you have a moment in Vegas or whatever, and I don't see you running into The Rock or Idris Elba or what's my guy, Green Eyes and Ham. Yeah. I call him Green Eyes and Ham, Michael Ealy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like one of them guys, Morris Chestnut.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Chris Brown or like whoever y'all like, you run into them. You know what I'm saying? And you have a moment. Don't tell me about it. I don't want to know. Right. Let me live in my fantasy delusional land, and I'm the only one. Like, I hope you and your girls have fun.
And I think that's cool. Like, and sometimes, like, I know women. I've had conversations with them before to where they'll lie to their man, but in a way to where they big them up. Like, oh yeah, you was Mandingo, the other night, or you know what I'm saying? Oh, Big Daddy, you did, you know what I'm saying? To appease, his ego, or you know what I'm saying, to where, and honestly, the guy or we, like, I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Personally, like, whatever, because at the end of the day, be like, you got yours. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got yours, so it's like.
And I know they be lying to these dudes, because I've been the side nigga like a lot.
So you been the side?
I was the king of the side nigga.
Been the side meat, huh?
Man, what was this? That old song your granddaddy and them used to listen to, the Backdoor Charlie or Mr. Charlie. Like that was me. I was him. I'm the worst one when it comes to that. Like I was horrible.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, so like I know women try to act like they get all offended when the idea comes that their guy does stuff, but I know they do it too though.
Yeah, it worked both ways. So just giving a male perspective, like how we view it, but I know women, like I know my wife sometimes or says something to feed that bravado or feed that that ego or something that I may need to hear for whatever situation appeared during that time. Like I'm cool with that, you know what I'm saying, as long as this was what's needed at the time and vice versa. And then, we'll continue to move on with the relationship. So in general, if I had to put it just as a blanket statement, just like, if somebody asks you, are you a Republican or Democrat, whatever, and you just push into a corner, you answer the question. Like, should you lie to those that love you? In general, if I'm pushed into a corner, I say no. But then, like you said, it should be some context within that, or some levels in it to be like, okay, you're not lying, or be like, you being counseling. We talked to Pastor Moss on occasion and stuff, and he'll venture out and be like, maybe you should approach it, a certain situation like this, even though you may feel
right. Well, I mean, and she wasn't even saying like, tell me you want to hear what I got to say. Mm-hmm. She was just saying like how you'll be at a job and you really don't want to be there, or you really don't like the supervisor.
Yeah.
But you'll listen to the conversation. You'll entertain the conversation as if you actually care, and you really don't. So your actions are lying.
Right.
Because internally you feel a certain way.
Right.
What she was saying is, give me that same energy. Mm. You know what I'm saying? So even when you don't want to hear what I got to say, listen to me.
Right.
Even when you want to cuss me out, repress that. Like, hold it down. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Give me some of that sweetness that you give the people that you work with, your co-workers. Give me some of that. Mm. Because you're giving me the truth, and that is honest. Right. But it hurts. Because I didn't do anything to you for you to, give me that energy. Yep. And although, and it could be, again, but we're talking about an actual, like, if you flip that, you come home, where you been? You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, like now, like that, you pushing the corner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, because I love you.
Right.
I don't want to tell you I was at the Shake Shack.
Right.
So I was making you be like, I was making the podcast with Shay. And she like, wait a second, we shoot out a podcast over here. We working on something new. And I told you that lie because I love you. No, that's not what she talking about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm not advising anybody to do that. Like, that was a hypothetical. That didn't happen.
Right.
For everybody who can't do hypotheticals. That did not happen.
Right.
And the only reason I use him instead of me is because he's actually married and I'm not. That's why I used him and not myself.
Yeah.
But you don't want to directly lie.
Right. Right.
Meaning, like, if somebody asks me, am I good? You want to say yeah.
Right.
And they suck.
Yeah.
Because you're coaching.
Yeah.
So the correct way to say is you do what I need for you to do.
Yeah. And different strokes work for different folks. Just like everybody's not equal. Just
and
like
if you messing with different women, you got to use different strokes. But I digress. Go ahead.
you got to use different methods. Just like even when he was coaching the basketball, like, you know, certain people are more or less sensitive than others.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to pay attention to that. You know, because certain I could be like, dog, you suck. Like, you need to work harder. You trash. You know what I'm saying? My little sister can shoot better than you. You know what I'm saying? And he can take that and channel that to be a strength and make him work harder. I could tell the other Joe Blow that, and he'll be discouraged down. That may be one of the bullet points he have in his head when he get older. He like, oh, so-and-so, this coach said this to me, and my self-esteem hasn't been, you know, the same since. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's like it's between the two, man. So it's, you know, you shouldn't treat everybody as equal because you got different personalities and context within those people and how they, you know, react and respond and stuff like that. So it's you know, like I said, I'm not encouraging anybody to lie. We're not encouraging anybody to lie. Be honest, keep it a buck, be truthful.
Unless she gets you in a corner, then lie. Do not. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, so, you know,
keep it righteous.
And I wanna hear from the ladies on this too, because, you know, maybe we should have a lady, you know, for a guest on this, just to kind of get another side to it, just to hear, you know, what she would say. So, you know, in the comments, ladies, if you're willing, you know, leave a comment or put an experience out there that you may have had, you know.
And if we do a part 2 to this conversation, we have a female guest.
We could do that.
We gotta get somebody that's objective.
Yeah.
So
if we do a part 2, we want a female with us.
I don't know anybody. I mean, I do, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. We could, you know, if you think you could be that, you know, whatever, you know, holler at us. Maybe we could do a part 2. We can have a discussion. Maybe that could be virtually or
need no conflicts of interest
in person or whatever. So, but yeah, so yeah, man, we'll end it on that. I also I didn't put out in the beginning. We will soon be on audio podcasts on all your platforms soon. There'll probably be Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, you know, all the places that you probably listen to your podcast on. So that'll be happening soon. Be out on the lookout for that. And until then, man, you know what I'm saying, keep your executive mindset.
And as always, make sure you keep it presidential.
Yes, sir.
Bow.